Rhys, you've announced the squad for the Six Nations, 5 uncapped players and 2 recalls for Amy Lawrence and Karen Lake. Are you happy with the team you've selected?
Yeah, certainly am. You know, we spent a lot of time looking at players this year. We've looked at pretty much all the club fixtures in the Premiership and also all the regional games in detail. And you know, we were quite lucky to have the performance program before Christmas with the Sevens going to Dubai to have a look at certain players as well. You know, so we've looked at new players coming in for the Talent ID Day, and we've had a really good look at it. And when we came down to sit down and look at the squad, there were some good debates and over certain positions. And you know, off the back of it, we're really pleased with what we've gone with.
Post World Cup, there was speculation a number of players would retire. It's not really been the case, so you've still got a good core to rely on, haven't you?
Yeah, certainly, and you know, we're quite fortunate in that respect compared to other teams. And you know, World Cup can be the end of some players' rugby cycle when they look at their options and what they do. And there was quite a lot of talk amongst the squad that potentially this was the end for some. But you know, when we're lucky, I think 4 or 5 haven't continued, and you know, we're quite lucky that we can rely on some of our better, more experienced players who have come in for another campaign and to help the younger players come through and transition through to the next sort of World Cup.
You mentioned the younger players, one in particular, 17-year-old Kira Bevan. I mean, she's come from nowhere, hasn't she?
From your point of view, yeah, but we've been quite lucky to have Kira in the system for over a year now, and she came through our under 18s programme with the UK Games and stood out really well, and she went to the under 18s championships in the Sevens and again showed what she's capable of. So we invited her into the pre-Christmas programme, and she went to Dubai, which is something that we sort of took a gamble a little bit on, but she took to it like an experienced player, and that sort of her to a T. Her attitude is spot on, and the skill she showed over the regional programme shows that she's more than capable of stepping up.
It's also noticeable that there are some players in your squad that have come from the Talent ID Day. You don't think it's too soon for that?
No, definitely not. You know, something that we really drove post World Cup, looking at different player options and more so talent transfers. You know, there's a lot of sports out there that lend themselves to rugby really well. And when we sort of set that day out in September, and we had over 80 people come. And I think from the day we identified 9 who immediately come into our programme, and I think 2 or 3 of those went to Dubai in that sort of Sevens performance, and now we've picked up 3 coming into this programme now. So you know, what they've shown in the last sort of 6 months or 5 months has been fantastic, and you know, they're exactly what we needed as a bit of a breath of fresh air.
Can you briefly tell us who those 3 are?
We've got Amy Evans, who's a weightlifter, who's been performing the Commonwealth Games programme. She's come in as a prop this year, and you know, her strength and her appetite to carry ball is fantastic. We've also had Mel Clay, who's got a bit of rugby behind her, but she came through that programme and shone on the Sevens programme. And also we've got Rebecca Rowe, who's a former rower from the GB programme, and her work rate and her determination and her delivery on the pitch in terms of what she's expected is spot on. So you know, there's 3 players who've sort of taken a lead in light with that and not been held back with their exports.
And looking ahead to the Six Nations, you kick off with England. How important is it not to only get the performance right, but get a really good result?
Yeah, certainly. You know, and then every year we talk about getting that first result in the first game and getting momentum from it. And it's no different this year. You know, it happens to be England, and it's great. And we've been in a situation before where we've had England first and put a really good account of ourselves in. You know, we've got to look at it though. We've got to have a head start this year with other teams competing in Sevens that you know, we can really put a stamp on it and look at the core girls that we've got still in the programme to rely on a little bit on that. But you know, there's no reason why we can't go into England and get a good performance against those and gain momentum into game 2 and hopefully have a good campaign off the back of that.